Hey everybody, welcome back to James Draws Everything, continuing with our Drawing Every Country in the World's Flag series. And today we're going to a pretty nice place. We're going to be going in Central Europe here, and we're going to be doing the flag of Switzerland, aka the Swiss Confederation. All right, so you've definitely heard of Switzerland as far as like what they manufacture, the stuff they make. They're always kind of famous for being a neutral country. So yeah, let's take a look and start off here with just kind of making it into a square flag. We already have one square flag on here. We've got the Vatican, and I know we did Belgium before. There aren't too many that are perfect squares like this. Switzerland is one of them. All right, so it's a pretty simple flag. Just a cross on a red background, and just find my centers here first. So if you've seen the Red Cross, like the Red Cross, the charity organization that donates blood and whatnot, that does not look like the Swiss flag just on a coincidence. That actually is by design. The Red Cross was born in Switzerland. This is in the post-World War I era, where you see a lot of this private charity kind of start popping up. And yeah, it is. It's an inversion of the Swiss flag, so it's a red cross on a white background. But yeah, it's by design. It's meant to look like the Swiss flag, so that's kind of cool. And let's see here. Just want to make this a little bit wider on this side. There we go. Okay. And the crosses do not go all the way to the edge on the Swiss flag, so I'm just going to kind of map that out before I start coloring it in. And that part's going to be pretty easy. Again, it's just red. So as I am doing that, I'll give you a little bit of a background, a little bit of a history lesson on the country of Switzerland. All right, so there was a confederation in that part of the world formed in 1291, and then in 1499 they do achieve independence from the Roman Empire, and then kind of gradually over the next several years, some other neighboring principalities, city-states, they join. So the Swiss government is kind of like a loose central government over a confederation of states that still kind of have a lot of their own identity and autonomy. 1648, that's a pretty important year in European history. That's when basically the European world order kind of starts, like the European, as far as like their legal position in the world, European jurisprudence, how global affairs, warfare, trade, and all that, how that's conducted. That's all kind of formed with the Treaty of Westphalia, and that kind of creates an independent state of Switzerland. Right, so it's kind of like a gradual independence and formation that they go through over a couple centuries there. And in 1848, they form a federal constitution, and the Swiss constitution is a lot like what the United States constitution and government is supposed to be, right? So you have all these independent states within the federation, just a central government with very loose powers that are clearly defined, and then the states inside that government kind of take care of the rest. And it doesn't really work like that in the old US of A anymore, but in Switzerland it still pretty much does, and I would say it works very well, because Switzerland, one of the richest countries in the world, one of the most peaceful countries in the world. It's clean, no crime, so a lot to like there. So yeah, that's kind of when modern Switzerland starts, 1848. I guess you could say, they obviously have some history before that, but yeah, that's kind of a good starting point for the modern state of Switzerland if we're going to talk about it like that in those terms. And yeah, Switzerland, they do have mandatory conscription. So if you're a man in Switzerland, you are required to join the Swiss Guard, right, and become adept at combat and shooting. I believe they all own rifles. That is part of conscription. And interesting fact there, like the Second Amendment in the United States, actually, if you're a big 2A guy, the central government, the federal government, cannot restrict rights to firearms. The states can, but the central government cannot. But the central government can actually, constitutionally, they can actually force you to carry firearms. So they can arm the militia. Yeah, who knows if I doubt that would ever happen in today's environment. But yeah, in Switzerland, they actually do. They actually carry that out. So, and the Swiss Guard, they actually have a presence in, right over here, we did this flag, the Vatican. Right, so if you're part of the Swiss Guard, you can stand duty in Vatican City, protecting the Pope and whatnot. It is a Catholic country, you can tell by the cross, and well, it's a Christian country, so that's what that cross means there. And yeah, so speaking of the Swiss military and conscription and whatnot, Switzerland is famous for being neutral. They were out of both World War I and World War II, so they stay out of everything. But they did join the international community in 2002. They joined the UN, and the UN had been around for quite a while by that point. So that's actually pretty late as far as joining the global community. But yeah, Switzerland did do that, so it's part of that global order. But again, they're very neutral, so they really don't have much to say as far as war. The only thing they really do, on those stages is, kind of advocate peace and treaties and talks about those kind of things. Yeah, so that is Switzerland. So let me just go ahead and write that down here. I think the name is going to be almost as long as the flag, because it's a short flag, it's a square. But yeah, there's Switzerland. So the flag has medieval origins. Again, the white cross represents the Battle of La Panne in 1339. And, it's been used in a lot of things. Like, again, the red cross is kind of an inverted version of that. When I always think of the Swiss cross, I always think of one of these bad boys, right? Swiss Army knife. So you can see the Swiss cross is on there. So James, you had an easy flag today. Let's do a little bonus content here. All right. So I like the Swiss Army knife. I think it's an awesome tool. Every kid should have one. James, for the purposes of what you do, what if you had a Swiss drawing tool? What would that look like? All right. So let's see. So we're going to keep the same basic concept here. You got the screws kind of holding it in together. This is an old one that I have too. This Swiss Army knife. So on my Swiss art tool, all right, you probably have to have a pencil. So let's draw that. And if you have a pencil, you're going to need to have an eraser. All right, so let's just draw a little eraser there. And what else would you need? You'd probably need some markers, the kind of markers that I use, right? So, you think, James, you use these all the time. You know what they look like because you're staring at them 24/7. But yeah, let's just. Apparently, I don't know what they look like. So let's just do one of those quick. One of my markers. Get that felt tip. And I don't know, maybe you need a ruler. Right, so we'll actually no, let's see, the where would the things be on this? Actually, they'd be on both sides, but let's just do it like this for now. So I think that's pretty good just to start. And we'll just color that in. So yeah, as I'm doing this, you know, Switzerland, again, it's a very rich country. A lot of high IQ people live there, probably high credit score too. And yeah, they make a lot of cool stuff. The Swiss are known for their watches, of course. You know, that's a pretty popular thing out of Switzerland. The engineering of those fine, expensive watches. A lot of very nice designer clothing comes out of Switzerland. Chocolate, you know, Swiss chocolate. Not the kind you buy at the store, Swiss Miss or whatever. That's just basically powder and who knows what else is in that manufactured stuff. But the actual Swiss chocolate, and yeah, they're pretty good craftsmen over there in Switzerland. So let's just make the it's kind of got like these little ridges built into it. Our Swiss art tool. Somebody's got to tell me if one of these things actually exists. And if it doesn't, I'm watching you. Do not steal my idea, because I'm copywriting this. Alright? Promise? Okay. I trust you. Alright, so there's that. And let's just bust out some more colors here. So we'll have a little bit of fun with this. Let's see, we'll do our marker first. Actually, let's do our ruler since that's on the inside there. We'll do like the old school, you know, yellow tape ruler. So there's that, and then our markers, we can do that like a dark gray. And then let's see. Just say it's a red marker. Let's just pretend there's more than one color. The other ones are in there hiding. Alright, you're gonna have to just trust me on that one. Okay, and then the pencil and the eraser. So this, you know what, I'd imagine if they actually made this thing, these things would all be the same color, right? It would just be metal. But for the purposes of my video, we're gonna make them, you know, how they actually look, like an actual pencil and an actual James Draws Everything trademark marker and all that. So okay, and then you got your lines, your wood lines on the pencil, and then for the tip of the eraser, let's see, we can get one of these pink colors. Just do our metal bands first. And we'll hit that with a pink. And what else we got to do here? We got to get the wood of the pencil, and then that'll come to a tip where the lead is, and the lead, and just do that the same color. Okay, so I think I got everything kind of where I want it. I'm just going to hit that red with just a little bit more green, give it some shadows, make it a three-dimensional object. And I think I'm going to go ahead and hit those little what do you call them, screws or whatever. We'll hit those things just to make that look like it's metal. Same with that Swiss cross. Alright, so I think I mapped all my colors out. Now I'm just going to go in with one of my graphic markers here, and we'll just do our outlines. Okay, so this is like a metal piece inside, so we're going to give it a little bit of a depth there, just kind of accentuate those outlines. Same with these little bolts or whatever they're called, give it a little sheen. And then we'll do the outer casing, that durable Swiss crafted outer casing, lifetime warranty, it will not fall apart. And then I'll just give it a shadow underneath here. And then if you've ever seen one of these things, you can usually kind of see the metal from the inside kind of just peeking out on that corner there. So we'll just do a real quick one of those. Okay, and then our ruler, our Swiss Army ruler, and I don't know how exact this is going to be, but you get the point, right? It's a ruler. It looks like a ruler. Okay, and then our marker. Just going to bring the shadow onto this side, and then it's kind of got those different segments up top, and there's your red marker. Okay, and then our pencil. Yep, so the Swiss, again, very intelligent people. You know, they're always making cool stuff. Watches, clocks, vehicles too. A lot of fancy cars come out of that part of the world. All right, so there's our ruler. Okay, so let me just give it a little bit of shadow, just to pop it off there, make it look like we're actually looking at something. And again, do not steal my idea. This is the James Draws Everything Swiss drawing tool. Swiss Army drawing. What do you call it? Swiss Army knife, Swiss Army art set? I don't know. But there's an actual one. There's mine. There's the flag of Switzerland. So let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next video.